Today we'll be talking about the Stacey Marie Carnival palette XL Pro palette, and this is the second collaboration with Bperfect Cosmetics. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you all know, you might not know, Stacey Marie is collaborating for the third time with Bperfect Cosmetics, and she's bringing out a third palette with them. And guys, I don't know if you've seen that palette. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So what I thought was today we would check out the second palette, our second collaboration, and we just see what it's all about. In case you are trying to make up your mind whether to put your money on this palette or not, at the end of the tutorial I did some swatches of all the metallics on the palette, and we're just gonna see what it looks like. I mean, I can tell you already, I've used this palette so many times. It's one of my favorites. There's minimal fallout, or there's no dot in the palette. As big as it is, none of the pigments, none of the shades are a dot. They perform wonderfully. So if you like what you see on my eyes today, then keep on watching. So as mentioned earlier, this is the palette that we'll be using today. Is the Stacey Marie palette, and it's the second one. My plan is to use that row over there, the plummy one there. So I'm going to try and use all the colors. Okay, just going to grab my mirror. So I'm putting this all over the crease. So I want this color to be the color I see basically on the outer perimeters. Okay, so now I'm softly swirling to blend the edge. Okay, so now they are both equal on both eyes. What I'm going to do on the other side as well, I'm going to bring it down, just wrap it around my eyes. I like to bring out my eyeshadow down because I've got a wrinkly under eye, so this kind of hides it for me. Okay, now my base is now okay. This is what I always regard as my base, so this is the color I've used as my base. So the next thing now is to darken the outer corner, and for that I am going to use a precise brush, so it looks like this. And I'm going to go for the darker color, well, not the darkest color, but the darker color, which is that one right there. Now I'm layering the next color on it. So as you can see, it doesn't have much of a difference in terms of contrast. Well, it's doing what I want it to do. It's still slightly different from the base color that we pulled. So I'm going to wrap that around my crease as well. So that's this socket just above my eye socket, like that, to give it more definition. So as you can see, there's that definition right on the deep socket of my eyes. I'm going to do the same on the second eye. So now I'm going to go back to that first color that I used, and I'm going to put it on the bit that is not covered. Even though I'm going to put shimmer here, I always still like my eyes, all of my eyes, to be covered by my base shade. This is to support the shimmer, because the last thing you want is for you to use a shimmer and it disappears. So this is going to give you something to grab onto rather than it just grabbing onto my primer straight away. So it's time to even further darken the base, and for that I am going to use a precise brush. So this is what it looks like. It's stained, that's why it looks like that. It's stained with pigment. So this time around I'm going to go for the darkest color, which is that one right there. This is where you have to tread very carefully. So I'm literally going to pat. You can see the effect straight away. And I'm doing this close to my lash line. Can you see? So it's giving it definition, and when I come here again, I'm going to leave it close to my lash line in a sort of like V format. So now I'm bringing it slightly onto the upper bit of my eye socket. Can you see the gradients now? Okay. So now going back to the color I used before this, I'm just gonna make sure it's all blended at the edge. Yeah, nicely done. Okay. I'm gonna do the same on the second eye. The next thing now is to just clean underneath my eye. So I'm gonna use a lighter shade, which is that shade in the middle. This one. Right there, that one. I'm gonna use this just underneath my lower lash, just to kind of give it a bit of a lighter definition, like some sort of clean up color. It's time for the shimmer, and I'm just gonna put glitter glue on my eyes to make sure that the shimmers adhere to my eyes and they don't fall off, and I'll be back. Alright, okay, I've got my glue on now, so I'm gonna go for the shimmer. So this is the only shimmer on that row, so I'm gonna go for this one. And I'm also gonna spray it, so to make sure that there's no fallout. You see that? That is metallic. Pick more, and I'm gonna spray it again. Okay, I like that. That's done. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm now gonna blend the matte and the shimmers together. So I'm gonna go for the second little darkest shade, and I'm just gonna swipe it all over to give it a seamless blend. And literally just tap around, bring the shimmer shade onto the matte shade to kind of blend it together. And sometimes I even go as far as use my fingers. Our fingers are the best blending tool ever, so don't be scared to use your fingers. I mean, what the fingers also do, it helps the shadow sink in. The warmth of your finger kind of helps the shadow to melt into your eyes in such a way that you can't see the joining. Okay, that's that. So the next thing I'm gonna do on that eye, or basically the final thing I'm gonna do, is just to kind of like get rid of the shimmer on the crease. So I'm going back to my matte shade and just blending it. Okay. Alright, that's it. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye, and I'll be back. Alright, both eyes are done now. So what I did because that row doesn't have a lighter shade, so what I did is I used this golden bit as my inner corner highlight, because I always like inner corner highlights. It makes the eyes pop, gives it extra dimension, and that's what I've done. I'm gonna do my eyeliner now. Alright guys, I'm back. I've got my lashes and my eyeliner on and everything on, so my eyes is all set. So what I used on my I used the Revolution mascara, and again, like I mentioned, I used the Revolution eyeliner, and that's the finished look, guys. So as you can see, there's clear definition, starting with the lighter colors and then going on to the darker colors. It gives your eyes definition, and it gives it the perfect blend. Okay, and that's it. And my lipstick is from Colourpop. It's in Persuasion, and that's what it looks like. It's a purplish one. I do love Colourpop's lipstick. I think when I bought this was about $5 or $6, I can't remember, but they are pretty much reasonably priced. Okay, that's it on the eyeshadow tutorial. Going on to the palette again, like I said, this is the second one Stacey Marie did with Bperfect. So this is what it looks like. I know the new one, all of this is gonna go, so it's just plainly the colors, and as you can see, they are so pigmented. I know we only used one row today, but I can tell you from all the colors that I've used in the past, this palette is what's getting. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swatch the shimmers for you so you can see. Okay, this is the one I put in my inner corner. All right, and this is an orangey shimmer, and that's the shade Valentine. And this is the one I put on my crease today. Okay, and that's a blue one called Back Chat. I think I had a bit of the old color on mine, so I'm going to do that swatch again. I had a bit of the red on my fingers. That's the non-corrupt swatch. And also there's a greenish one called Peppermint, and I'm going to swap that there. Can you see? These shimmers are beautiful. I have never had any problems with this my palette, eyeshadow palette. It doesn't even have much fallout as well. Even if I didn't spray my brush, nothing would have happened, but I always like to spray my brush. And that's another one. That one is called Cargo. And the last shimmer is called Inspire, and that's what Inspire looks like. I'm telling you, this palette is what's getting. Alright, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching my tutorial, and I hope this has helped you in making up your decision whether you want to buy the eyeshadow palette or not. Okay, and again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.